Today on the news, Billie Eilish didn't just take the mic, she took aim. She didn't just dribble, she delivered a message that couldn't be ignored.
To protest or not to protest? Is it becoming too dangerous? What gives another human the right to end a life?
Blue-collared work or college degree, which one is better?
Too risque of an advertisement? What was Sydney Sweeney doing at the Hollywood sign?
This headline made me pause. It's about Americans eating Americans.
Nicki Minaj is Trump's #1 fan?
Are your jobs at risk? How disruptive do you think AI will be?
Is it wrong for a priest to be a DJ?
We want peace.
Welcome back to another episode of Guac and
Chippies.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Cat Mom, shout out to Lizard, shout out to all the viewers who follow us from TikTok. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Yes.
Aw. If so, why?
Well, if you feel a connection, I don't know. It's hard because when you find a connection with somebody, I think you'll know. Like, you'll know.
So when you first see someone, you can say you're in love with the person? This is your soulmate?
I think so. It could be possible.
No.
Yes.
That's a fairy tale. It doesn't exist. It only exists in the movies.
I used to think that love at first sight could exist, but as I'm aging and I go about my life, I have only felt like a strong connection and attraction a few times, so I don't know. I would say no. It's built over time.
I think relationships is like two people coming together and making the conscientious decision of spending the rest of their lives together, or just starting on a mission of always finding a better version of each other and constantly working on, being a better partner.
So you don't believe in soulmates?
No.
I guess I watch too much dramas.
Well, soulmates is different.
I want to believe in
soulmates is different from love at first sight. That's
Why would you say soulmate and love at first sight is different?
because.
But isn't it kind of odd that you say that love
things.
at first sight doesn't exist, because men tend to be like very visual first? So when you see a woman, wouldn't it be love at first sight, because you wouldn't pursue her if you weren't attracted to her?
Yeah, but then that woman passes by and then another one comes and then it's the same feeling all over again.
Oh my god.
And yeah, sure, there's chicks that will have a stronger impression on you, but I think ultimately love at first sight is something that just doesn't exist. I think it's lust at first sight, right? Yeah, but that's completely different from a soulmate. Soulmate is something that you can eventually come across through getting to know a person. And then as the relationship develops, you start to realize just how perfectly your lives aligned. Like the events leading up to your marriage and having kids, like what exactly brought you guys together. So for example, if we compare it to like a show like How I Met Your Mother, it involved a yellow umbrella. The wife, they weren't together. She was still in college and he was doing whatever. But she went to a club that he was at. They didn't even meet that day. But since it was raining, she brought her yellow umbrella. She ended up forgetting it there. He got ridiculously drunk. Didn't even meet her that day, but he forgot his cell phone there. So the next day he went back to the club to look for his phone. He actually found it, and on his way out, it started raining. So then he turned back around, picked up a yellow umbrella, and then he took it. And he held on to it for many years until he started dating someone who happened to be her roommate. And so when he went to visit his girlfriend at the time, he left the umbrella there, the same umbrella that belonged to her. And ironically enough, it had the same initials. So that girl, they ended up finding each other at the wedding of his best friend. He was the best man. And then it's just like a small example of how that umbrella played like one role or one piece of many, many cute things that led them together. And so that's what I mean. Like, I think soulmates could potentially are definitely a real thing, but love at first sight is something that is fake.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I watch too much K-dramas and love stories.
I like to believe that soulmates do exist. But I would have to get back to you both, because as of now, my soulmate is lost.
Yeah, and doesn't the Bible say kind of if you pray for your significant other, your future husband, they will like God will lead you to them.
So what would you say to the people that are 40 and God hasn't led them to their significant other?
To not lose faith and to work on whatever hole they have in their life.
After 40 years?
Yeah.
To be patient.
If I don't have a significant other, then that's because that's how it's supposed to be, and I'm here for a different reason. And like,
would you accept that if it happened to you?
Yeah.
I don't know if Lilo would accept that.
So you're running.
Yeah, I would. I'd rather stay single than to marry just to marry, because I've seen a lot of marriages fail. And like, I've seen so much like abuse with other young girls and their relationship.
It's not marrying just to get married. You're always going to come across people who are competent.
But like,
and so you're interested in them. And
but
it makes sense.
No, I think some people do marry just to marry.
Yeah, and I don't want to have a husband that just wants to marry me because I'm just there.
Yeah, how would you know them?
Because
you won't know. He's not going to tell you.
I know.
He's not going to tell you, but there's kind of signs. Your family knows.
Like, why would he go out of his way to be like, you know what? I don't really like you.
Your family knows, and your close people should know.
For a relationship, yeah, I mean, we know from our cousins. Supposed to do that. For a relationship, you're supposed to communicate each other's feelings. Then if you're in a relationship and you're not telling each other what you're bothered by or not trying to fix it, then why marry the other person?
Let us know in the comment section, do you believe in love at first sight, or is it lust at first sight? Yeah. Have you found your soulmate? And share with us your story on how you found your soulmate.
Yeah, Cat Mom. Did you find a soulmate?
Unfortunately, on January 24, 2026, Alex Pretti was a 37-year-old ICU nurse, and he was shot around 10 times by a federal agent. Right now, the case is being investigated after there's been a lot of chaos, both from protesters and false statements that DHS officials have said. Kristi Nolan, the Secretary of Homeland Security, has previously spoken on the case, and a lot of people are calling for her removal.
The individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots.
The problem was when he was first shot, one of the agents had said that he had a gun, but when he said he had a gun, he had already removed it from Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that he was using the gun to like target the agents and escalate things. But video evidence from multiple angles show that all he was doing was recording the federal agents pushing a woman who was protesting, and then pepper spraying him. So he was just documenting. And a lot of the controversy was that why did he have a weapon in the first place? But people are saying that it was his right. He had it legally. Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. And so he wasn't really doing anything illegally because he had the weapon registered.
You don't even see in the video that he was using the gun. He didn't even take it out. They only saw it, or maybe they only were able to see it because they lifted his sweater.
As of January 28, 2026, the 2 officers who shot at him have been put on leave, and so the case is being investigated. But according to CNN, an article that they published, they said that Alex had broken a rib in a previous protest a week ago. ICE enforcement had documented that situation. So it wasn't his first protest, according to this CNN document. And the federal immigration officers had been collecting personal information from protesters and had documented information about Alex. When they broke his ribs, it was when they tackled him to the ground. Damn. It was just a lot of excessive force at that time. And so then now, moving forward, a week later, that's when he lost his life.
How does that make you guys feel?
It's not looking good for the officers. Seems like excessive force. They're going to get tried.
But are you guys scared?
I'm not scared. I'm just worried because it's going to escalate more anger in the community. And it's going to cause people to be more rude, more aggressive. And I don't think that's good because, you know, obviously you have these agents who are armed, and a lot of the protesters, a lot of times they're not armed. So it's just going to be a lot of verbal abuse and frustration. And if people don't know how to control their anger, there's going to be more deaths. from my perspective.
Do you think things would be different if the person that was murdered was black or a different race?
I think it would cause more chaos.
So why do you think? Because
I mean, it's already
to this
it's already really
with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. What was his name? George Floyd. Like why was his death enough to ignite?
Yeah.
Well, they've been
all of that.
Right now, they're living through icy conditions, so it's also very challenging. But there's been a lot of protests online, but they haven't been broadcasting.
George Floyd stirred up like a national protest.
I don't know. In LA, I haven't seen people doing as much, but I know that in other states, Chicago, in Texas, and Minnesota, Minneapolis, they've all been protesting. Like they've been coming out in waves. Have you seen those videos? Did you send me one? And it filled the whole downtown area with a bunch of people. So
they're not doing it here.
But I don't know here in LA. I haven't seen in California in general. But every other states.
My question is why.
Other
they
states
use that money, that funding for the Black Lives Matter. Their family, supposedly they did fraud with that money.
Well, that sucks. I hope it's not true.
I heard that.
But even in detention centers, the people detained, they have been protesting inside the detention. So there's been like aerial footage of the detainees coming out in the courtyard. And so I don't know, the question you're asking, I don't have the answers to that.
Could it be maybe because people don't care?
I think people care, but it's just like...
No, I think it's pretty evident that
I think people care.
I don't. People care.
Yeah, because you know the first violence that happened was Charlie last year, and nobody cared that he was ripped by his freedom of speech.
You can't compare Charlie.
How can you not? I know, because he wasn't attacked by an officer.
Because it's different situations.
But like he was still murdered.
Yes, he was murdered, and it mattered. So that's my question is like, what allows another human being to justify when it's right to end somebody's life? I don't think there's any justification for that. But in the sense of
case. Like the case is closed, no? Like they found the murderer, he's in prison.
Supposedly, it's him.
Okay, so now you're going into a conspiracy theory, and to me, that is pointless. There's no end to that.
No, but I was talking about more.
The guy, there's a direct link that is so obvious that he faced an injustice. Like he was murdered for no reason. And if you look at people like George Floyd, you know, he was an African-American male, but like he had a record, right? Like it wasn't, the other side is able to make an argument that he had a past, right? And they could use that against him. But in this case, like this is a white male who was a nurse, who was protesting for something, who was, he was like an average person, right? And so his life was taken for what? Because he was protesting about ICE.
Yeah, and I think
it doesn't make sense to me that the entire nation isn't as upset as when the whole George Floyd situation happened. Because
these incidents have happened, so they have been probably. I haven't seen this as much on social media. TikTok did change ownership, and there's been a lot of filtrations. Like a lot of videos were not loading. People were seeing old content. And there's also a lot of creators' content being taken down, especially from the news side. And that I'm saying because I've seen them post about it and talk.
It doesn't matter. Everybody knows that this is happening. And so the point that I was trying to make.
No, you haven't understood.
Before you say.
Because at these protests, they're starting to imply curfews. That's something that happens. I believe also the National Guard.
It happened with
the National Guard is coming down. 6 p.m. into those areas, and then there's like the snow climate and the issue. So I'm not saying those are excuses, because they're clearly not, but we don't know exactly 100% what's going on there, because I haven't seen a bunch of content. Movement, but from what I've heard, they have been vocal.
It was COVID, and it was a life risk for you to be out there.
Okay, so
because you could be contaminated, because you can bring that virus home, and the people in your life can be.
That's true. They still.
But that's up to. I don't know. You then ask them. Why are you asking?
Back then, you could die.
And right? They didn't care.
And so what I'm trying to say is, this seems like more of an injustice. It's being silenced, and so the point that I'm trying to make is, I think it's because of his cause. Like, why did he die for? He died for something that a lot of Americans actually support, which is the deportation of Mexicans. Why wouldn't people be more upset about it? Those 2 officers currently, like Jocelyn said before, they are leave. What happens if they don't go to prison?
They probably won't.
Exactly.
Because that woman who just died as well by an ICE officer shooting her in her car, like, he's still working, isn't he?
That further supports my claim.
What that happened with that, but from my understanding, they're not investigating that case at all. So
guys, what's going on? Are you guys scared, or you're actually supporting how my brother here is saying?
I have to look and read into it again, but I'm pretty sure that was the cause. But for this one, Alex Pretti, they are, and people are protesting. Even I think he was from Wisconsin originally, and there's been like community like people coming up and saying something about it. I am a little disappointed here in California, at least in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I have not seen that many protests regarding the situation.
You know where I also
feel like sometimes they're not doing it, one, because maybe a lot of the people who do care about it they're worried. Yeah, they're risk
at being deported.
I've seen protests at my school,
but yeah,
the first day that I went back
in her school.
Yeah, but I keep saying that they all pale in comparison to the BLM.
Yeah, they're weak.
The BLM, I swear, whites, Mexicans, Asian, everyone, both in person and on social media. It was like an entire national movement. Every city, it was a talking point for a long period of time.
So
and it was all stirred up by police brutality. And then here on the flip side, it's still brutality, but this time it's more obvious, it's more apparent, and it's not the first time, because it happened with that woman that was driving away. Brother could have shot the wheels. Like Jocelyn said, license plates. There's no escape. But he chose to murder the woman. Right? So it's not the first time. And then now we hear of talks of, even though you are a U.S. citizen, you can potentially get racially profiled. Just because you look a certain way, now they're going to be approaching you as well. Right? To me, this seems more extreme. And it's not even close than what happened with the BLM. And then I'm telling you, just because Donald Trump was voted into office, you look at all these protests that are happening pale in comparison to that. It leads me to believe that most Americans are in favor of what's happening.
Damn. Would you start the protest by setting up your puesto to give out tacos, to take out the community and support immigrants?
So many things
you know what I would do? I would go to the church and I'll ask the priest. We'll give free food to anybody of your community that comes over, but I want to protest in peace and pray for the government. That way the police can't pepper spray us, and if they do pepper spray us, that's when you see the true colors of the government.
You have to understand that sometimes with protests it becomes a little challenging because the motive gets lost. So like if you say, free tacos, protesting against ICE,
then there's like ill will people that can come and escalate things.
Yeah.
And then it turns into something bad.
You mean by the government? Ill people.
Well, we don't know. It could just be anybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
Antifa.
It could just be somebody like very, very right, far right. And they really don't like our community.
Well, you see, that's the thing I don't understand. Like,
on the topic of food and just in general, I do think it's kind of messed up how a lot of the times the agents were going to eat Mexican food, and then even after they would deport the employees.
It's upsetting to hear, because you know that nurse, like I don't even know this guy. How old is he?
37.
37.
Yeah.
That's sad. Like, bro died protesting something that doesn't even affect him personally. Like here you have so many people that have aunts and uncles and cousins and neighbors who are living in fear because of this, and they don't do shit. And then you have this guy who just goes out there and tries to do something about it, and just by recording he gets murdered.
Let us know in the comment section what you think our community should do about this subject.
I would work with Becky G, because she's actually volunteering out there.
Weren't you gonna speak
helping
about Billie?
people? Oh yeah, she was gonna come later though.
I want to say something. It reminded me because you mentioned celebrities. Do you guys remember during the LA fires?
Yeah.
When they were giving out free food, all those food vendors from TikTok, Chiquis, their family, they went out and they supported, or they were giving out free food. They're helping serve. So where are they during the ICE thing?
I don't know what they're doing.
That's cool. I like that. I don't judge them. Like, that's a good thing. That's a good, no, with their actions for the LA fires. I think it's very good that, you know, the community comes together during those times. But what about now? And to me, like, I just, like I said earlier, I really think that the majority of people either don't care or they're actually in favor of these deportations.
What's his name? Bad Bunny. That one would be a big one if he tells all his friends.
Bad Bunny should literally not do the Super Bowl. And the statement should be, last minute, say, I'm not doing the Super Bowl because I don't like what they're doing to my Latino community.
But you know why they won't do it? Because they're getting paid, or because of a contract, no?
I don't know how it works. They don't get paid for the Super Bowl.
Oh.
But it's publicity. A lot of people
could be using
that is
his
true.
platform.
I don't know why Latino is, like, I know he's
The timing is crazy.
What? Why is he doing the Super Bowl? I don't understand why he's even doing it.
Even though it's a bad time for Latinos because of what's happening, we're not going to shut down another Latino from having a moment.
No, because he shouldn't be doing it.
Or he could do it, but I feel like he could do it.
Eyeballs.
But he could still protest or do some theme about it.
I don't know.
I don't think he should do it. He would be more. He would have more of an impact if he didn't do it, because he would make, especially if he canceled last minute.
Isn't Trump going to that?
Probably.
No, because if Bad Bunny is blue-sided in politics, shouldn't he be supporting the immigrants? Injustices?
And I think that if he didn't do it, it would be more impactful, because they would have to find a replacement, and nobody's going to have a set ready in less than a couple of weeks. So it's definitely going to make a statement. Like,
nah, I think he's full on to doing it because he already took out the ad.
I know he is. But that was just a thought.
It would be more of a controversy if he did that.
Exactly.
But
like, if he said, and then he did like something.
Yeah, I'm sure there's contracts in place.
You can still get out of it. Like, there's a lot of people who have good lawyers and stuff.
And he has Raza de Colombian.
You can.
He has Raza de Colombian.
I don't know. He's Puerto Rican.
Oh, there we go.
Puerto Rico is part of the USA, so maybe that's why. But there has been people who are probably going to be profiled because they're Puerto Rican and they have brown skin. Honorable mentions on celebrities that I've heard have spoken a little bit about the administration. Miss Sabrina Carpenter, she was upset with Trump because they used her music on social media. And she said, no, you can't use it. I don't support the message. Olivia Rodrigo, same thing. They used her songs, and she even had to take them down.
Well, looks like I'll be adding Sabrina Carpenter to my gym playlist.
That's funny. Another celebrity that has been criticized because she hasn't spoken against the Trump administration using her music on social media has been Taylor Swift. She hasn't said anything. And she's usually, which is people find interesting, because she's usually very selective of how they use her.
Wait, so he used it already, Taylor's music, and she's letting it be?
Yeah. She didn't comment on it. She didn't say anything.
Earlier on my TikTok feed, I saw a black man saying that all these TikTokers and famous people are Republicans, and that's why they're not doing anything or saying anything.
Well, I don't think it has to do whether you support. I feel like even if you do support for stronger borders, there's a difference between conducting these raids
killing someone
and killing somebody.
Because they're protesting is a no-no, especially when it's peaceful.
Yeah, and even
to our knowledge, based on the facts, that's what's been happening, and that's a problem. Like, it really doesn't matter like who you voted for, what political party you reside. That's an issue that can happen to either side, and no one should be supporting that. Like, if you want to support what ICE is doing with deporting, it's different from them abusing their power.
Yeah. Thank you for summarizing it in a better way. But
if you're an artist and you saw this right now, what's going on? Why aren't you helping? Why aren't you protesting? You guys have the bigger platform.
Becky G, she has said that she's against these ICE raids, but I have not seen her do something about it either.
Well,
so I don't know what she's been doing for it.
People are saying that she went to go volunteer outside, so she's not posting about it. Becky G. Oh. Becky G is not posting about what she's doing. She went to go volunteering in affected communities and sharing information about how people can protect themselves. So it's not only her that's doing that, Diego Luna and other Latino families.
I wonder why she's not posting about it. I'm curious for that.
Jocelyn, what are you doing?
I don't think I'm doing enough, to be honest.
We're doing this.
Enough? What are you doing?
Well, just talking about the cases, but I don't think I'm doing enough.
So we're bringing awareness of this topic.
Yeah, I'm bringing awareness.
Our small audience. Cat Mom, you better start doing something about it. Liz,
I
Rosie.
will.
Billie Eilish attended to the awards at MLK Jr. Beloved Community Award, and she made a speech, and I don't know, it sounded honest. In her speech, she mentioned about the injustices that's happening currently in our country.
Yeah. And she is from Highland Park, so she's been surrounded by people from our community.
So she basically said, to be honest, I don't feel really deserving of this incredible honor, but that she is grateful. I don't feel deserving, and it's very strange to be celebrated for something towards environmental justice at a time where it feels less achievable than ever. Given the state of our country and the world right now, we're seeing our neighbors being kidnapped, peaceful protesters being assaulted and murdered, our civil rights being stripped, resources to fight climate crisis being cut. She mentions about the animal agriculture destroying our climate and people's health. Access to food and healthcare became a privilege for the wealthy instead of a basic human right for all Americans. She says more, but I feel like it was repeated, like people are in fear to be in their homes, and I know she knows it's not okay. But that's what she said, and honestly, when I heard her saying it in the video, it sounded like she was nervous to say her speech. And then at the end, she thanked her mom, because if it weren't for her, she wouldn't be able to say that. Well, I just think her speech was powerful. I did wonder how can her speech help people on the ground, right? But I mean, she has a big platform, and so maybe that's why it helps. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Nobody's really providing a solution of what we can do to actually have an impact and help. I think it's good that she voiced her support.
What do you think about her saying about the climate thing of the food industry? Because this goes for our tacos, the meats and stuff.
Well, she's vegetarian, so I think what she means is inhumane practices of how they treat animals and mass production of them.
Yeah, and the meats that we buy, that's where it comes from, the inhumane way.
Inhumane way of the animals are being raised. Yeah, to be honest, I never really cared. The whole PETA, like whatever they do, like I don't care.
Imagine
work your way up so that you can pay for the higher end ingredients, right? And even then, a lot of those ingredients are still raised in similar environments.
No, I think she's advocating more towards the slaughtering of animals. So like she's pro.
Yeah, because she's vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to eat grass, like go for it, but stay on that side.
I don't think there's anything wrong with her talking about that if she believes in that. And I think sometimes it's also different, like when you were raised with pets, and if you were taught, because I think also her parents are vegetarian or vegan. So if you're taught that way, obviously you're gonna feel like sad when you see chickens or
you had a chick
pass away. I was depressed
and it was,
when it died,
and it was murdered by a crow. Is that gonna stop you from eating your chicken?
Well, I wasn't raised to be vegetarian, but I could have made. I could no, but I could have made the choice of not eating poultry because I like chicken. So I think that's the reason. But I could have made the choice at the time. We've always been like in the meat industry, so it's kind of hard for us to not.
Yeah, I wonder if she's...
The only thing that I've like a little more hesitant nowadays is having pork and like deli meat and hot dogs and stuff like that.
I've been more scared of eating printed food.
That too.
Because you don't even know what's what. Have you guys seen how people are showing the real size of a chicken wing? Like a real size, like wings?
No, I haven't seen it.
But well, you know how we eat Wingstop? And remember recently last year we saw big pieces of wings. That's not the size it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be smaller.
Yeah, because they probably have a lot of hormones injected.
Just feed them and they get no physical movement.
No, they give them soy and like fat, unhealthy stuff.
So you know how the grass-fed cows are in the farms? Like they have them lined up right next to each other. And like their heads are pinned. And then there's like a machine that comes above and is dropping a bunch of green grass. And that's them eating. That's grass-fed steak. That is what you're paying more for. So it's not as humane.
As letting them roam in the fields and having their own grass at their own time.
Free range
grass race. Free range grass race or something.
But it's like mass producing that. I think it's difficult and it's not as profitable. And it just becomes more expensive. When you have specific dietary preferences, like you're vegan or you're allergic to something, and the taco bar has that option, it's better for you not to get food from there. Because, actually, recently I had a client that asked me about this. She's allergic to shrimp. And then the husband wanted to include shrimp. And then I told him, and me, when it comes to shrimp, I don't like making it. So I'm going to come up with a compelling argument to not have them include it.
Why?
Because it's better. Like, it's more work. Like, it's unnecessary. And it's never like a staple. Like, the other protein options are the better ones. And so it's just for customer experience. It's just better. But even though, like, I'm kind of instigating them not to put it, it's true. There's a lot of merit to what I'm saying. And whenever you have a specific dietary preference or an allergic reaction, you should just remove the item entirely. Because people are not as careful as we are. Like we completely separate things. And what a lot of guests do whenever they're doing the self-serving for the toppings, they brush their meat, their protein with whatever spoon is being used. And so cross-contamination is honestly inevitable to talk about.
Oh my goodness. And the biggest pet peeve for me is the guacamole. Like, they just brush it on top of their taco and all I see is a bunch of cilantro and onions on the guac and salsa. And
I told her, I was like, and sometimes like people will drop a shrimp inside the salsa bowl and we won't notice it until it's gone. Right? So cross-contamination is inevitable.
You told her already?
Yeah.
Did they respond?
Huh?
Have they responded?
They just got back to me and they removed it from but like, it's true. Like, I don't want someone to have an allergic reaction there.
Niki Minaj, January 28th, said, quote, "I'm probably the president's #1 fan and that's not going to change," end quote. And she doesn't care if she's hated for that or not. What has been going on with her lately? Because she's also appeared in with Erica Kirk and she has not been sounding like Nicki Minaj, but who knows?
Johnson says she's a clone.
No, I just think it's a little odd that all of a sudden she's endorsing. Imagine she's like, they're making her. Or maybe that's how she truly feels. I don't know.
How are the Barbies responding to that?
Barbies?
Some people were saying, her fans, that her rap career has been over for some time.
Well, you heard me in the comment section. Somebody said it's about time you quit your job or something like that. Or it's about time you retire. I don't know.
It's getting to that point.
Did you guys see that?
Well, even when she was invited for Erica's Kirk conference or whatever she did, she said a bunch of statements that didn't make really sense about Charlie Kirk's killing and who ended up doing it or something like that. And people were like, what's going on? She's been pulling a Kanye, I guess. I don't know. Because you know how they make fun of Kanye for saying like extreme things.
I forgot what I was going to say. It was something related to Nicki Minaj.
By the move. Like anybody who kind of publicly supports Donald Trump to that degree ends up having like a very negative backlash. So I'm curious to know why she would do it.
Did you guys hear how Nicki Minaj had a massive following on Instagram? And it turns out when she found out, she deleted her account.
Wow. Yeah. I heard something along the lines of that, but I didn't really put a lot of attention to it. Do you even listen to her music anymore?
When I ran into that, I immediately checked her Instagram. I don't even know what her handle is, but I put Nicki Minaj, and I didn't find an official account, so it was gone. As soon as that happened, I went on Apple Music and I listened to a couple of her songs.
Shame on you. Boy, you got my heart running.
I know them by heart because of them too. But I think the songs are too old.
Do you mind? Do you mind? Starships are meant to fly.
Oh wait, okay. This is a big debate that's been going on social media. Nicki or Cardi B?
I'm gonna go for Cardi B because
Andale. She's saying
sometimes
that because
sometimes I see her
Trump now.
No, sometimes I see her live streams or like clips of her.
Okay, sing one of Cardi's songs.
She keeps it real. Like she talks about her community and the poverty levels that they're living through, and like that people need to become better at being financially literate. So like she talks good topics, but on the surface level she's portrayed as like kind of being dumb.
The only thing I didn't like what Cardi did was the speech for Kamala.
Oh, I don't remember.
I didn't like that she was on her phone reading it. It didn't mean like it wasn't coming from her. I felt.
I see. If you want to, these expenses, these are red bottoms, these are blood shoes.
You know more, Nicki.
I was born
You see? Wow. You know more, Nicki.
Wow.
I was gonna say, in terms of music catalog, music catalog,
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
It's not even close. But like I remember Cardi B's come up was so explosive, and it just caught like a wildfire. She just like spread super quick because of that song Kodak Black or whatever. And during that time I was a gamer, and I ran into Cardi B very early. Like nobody knew much about her in my inner circle.
Really?
Yeah. And so when I was on Twitter, they used that clip a lot. Like, little bitch, you can't fuck with me, these fans. That song. They used that clip in the video game world so much that I looked into her and I'm like, oh, this song is super catchy. I feel like it's gonna go crazy, and it did. And then eventually she ended up blowing up, and she was probably already big during that time, but I feel like no one really spoke about her as much. And then that song came out and she became what she is today. But I think in terms of music catalog, for sure, I would prefer Nicki Minaj, even though I haven't listened to either of them in years. I prefer Nicki's music.
You know what's insane? Nicki, I think she admitted a few months ago that she looks back at the Justin Bieber one and she's like, I can't believe it, I did that because he was a minor.
Oh, and something that I liked about Nicki is how she switches up her cadence depending on who the artist that's being featured. Like she has, for example, with Eminem, I don't know if you've heard that song, Roman's Revenge. It's very different from
where she kind of sounds like
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, this song is, I like the song, and I like how she was able to mold into Eminem's world. And then when she works with Drake, and then when she works with Lil Wayne or Chris Brown, like, and then when she does her solo stuff, it's like very like girly and very feminine. Like, yeah, I think she's a good artist.
Sydney Sweeney is making headlines again
My
after after posting a video of her climbing up to the Hollywood sign and tying a bunch of bras and putting them and hanging them on the Hollywood sign.
That's what she was doing?
Yeah. So apparently she's collaborating with a bra brand. I don't even know what it is, or if she has her own bra brand. And she wanted to make like a ad for it, and I don't know why she would choose the Hollywood sign, but she went there. The problem with the Hollywood sign is it's trespassing. Like, you can't just film or climb it or obstruct it or like change it without permission of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. And there could be legal consequences, fines up to $1,000 or 6 months of jail. And TMZ reported that she had received a film permit from Film LA, but Hollywood Chamber of Commerce made it clear that her production company was not notified and she could not shoot in the sign or use the video without getting prior approval from the Chamber of Commerce. So she posted an Instagram video Wednesday, January 28th, and it shows her like going on a mission, dressed all in black, and going through the Hollywood sign in the middle of the night. They go through like an open fence, like it looks ripped, and then they start hanging bras and everything. And have you been into the Hollywood sign?
No.
Well, there's a lot of cameras around. Surveillance.
I've seen it on the TV.
So it's hard to get up there, but it is possible. And the safety hazard around it is that it's situated on a steep, rugged terrain. And then, I don't know if y'all remember the previous incidents where January 9, 2017, the sign was changed to Hollyweed.
No.
Do you remember that? It went viral on social media and everything. Well, that individual got charged for misdemeanor and trespassing. And so he was released on bail for $1,000. So people are now saying that she should also be charged. What do y'all think? Do you think she should get away with it just because she's a celebrity and she had a permit? It wasn't necessarily to film and
what was it for?
Make changes of the Hollywood sign, because it's supposed to go through permission. So like, you're not allowed to publish it or advertise it until the Chamber of Commerce reviews it.
Damn, I think she should get charged a little for something, because like you said, something happened. It's kind of the same issue where the other person did something to the Hollywood sign and her doing it, and if she gets away, that's another injustice.
I find it hard to believe it matters.
I think it matters, because then that means that any tourist,
like, she can just pay the fine and move on. Like,
well, I hope they do charge her.
I'm pretty sure that whatever she's recording is going to have a much higher ROI than whatever it is it's going to cost her in terms of fines. So I don't think it matters.
I think she can even bribe the people of commerce or whatever if they want an autograph or something or a picture.
They'll probably ask for money. I don't know how they work, but I think she should get charged, because then that would mean that any tourist or anyone can just feel free to just go up there and try to change the sign. She didn't like destroy it or anything, but I don't see the need of why she would want to hang her bras on there. Like of all the things she can do.
So what was the purpose of the video? Like,
it was just to advertise her lingerie bra.
Then what do you mean?
Brand.
What do you mean? I don't understand the purpose of it.
No, but on the Hollywood sign, it's like it has the most restrictions, and there's all like, if you've been there, there's like a bunch of signs that say you can't cross over. You can only see it from a certain distance.
It makes sense.
And so I feel like if they allow her to get away with it, it's just gonna allow other people to just come and do whatever they want.
Would you guys purchase her lingerie?
No. I don't really follow her, so
depending how much it is. I mean,
I do need new bras, but I don't.
No, Jocelyn bought me new bras. New balls. New bras. So I'm fine. Do you guys watch basketball games? Women's specifically? No. Do you guys know any basketball, NBA.
I know of it, the sport,
but not the people.
What are you trying to say, Dilo? just say it.
One of the protests that I liked this month was how a superstar in the women's basketball team in the WNBA named Breanna Stewart, who used her platform to protest recent events related to immigration enforcement and violence, holding a sign that read "Abolish ICE." So before playing, she went around the court and saying "Abolish ICE." And she spoke about the need for community and compassion of fear and violence.
Damn, I didn't know that. I don't know the player too.
And you know what's crazy? I just found that out. And I haven't seen that on TikTok.
Do you know why?
It's probably being censored or not many posted about it.
No, I know why.
Why?
Because no one watches it.
Michael!
Like, it's pretty obvious.
You're fucked up.
What is NBA?
It is interesting.
Do you guys watch women play basketball?
No, but I don't watch basketball in general.
So WNBA is a losing business.
Really?
Like the men's NBA funds the women NBA. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist. Because they don't have enough viewership, enough fans, enough women who support women playing basketball.
Have y'all seen that priest on social media who DJs for EDM?
Who's EDM? No.
Electronic dance music.
Why are you laughing?
So he blends electronic dance music with messages of faith to connect with young people. And he went viral. The nuns.
Dancing.
He went viral during the pandemic, COVID-19, where he streamed his sets, and eventually it led to global performances. He has over 2 million followers on social media. So on Instagram, he has like 2 million plus, TikTok as well. And he claims that, he's sharing the faith, and that's what his sets are inspired from.
So he's a priest?
Yeah, he is a priest.
Catholic faith?
Yeah, so he's from, he's Portuguese Catholic priest, 52 years old. Do you think he's doing a good thing? Can you even mix secular music and transform it into the word of Lord? Because I have seen some time ago on Instagram, I was getting advertisements. There was this couple or a group of people trying to start clubbing, but you go clubbing in the name of Jesus. So they would play Jesus and worship music. And they just go on tour around the United States. So is it, I don't know.
Interesting market.
Can you mix things? I think you could have worship concerts and stuff, where you sing music. And I've seen it in a lot of the Christian churches where they just devote and pray through music. But I don't know about EDM, and I don't know if he's probably getting paid too for it. So as long as he's doing something good for them with the money.
Well, he said that he's making Bible verse references.
He just here's the thing, because I saw a video recently from him, and it starts off in the background you have the cross of Jesus Christ in white, and then he was playing the Mario theme song, and then it transitions to some EDM dance. So to me it's and then sometimes he includes little phrases like "we love Jesus" or something like that. So to me it's
dance party.
Yeah,
we love Jesus.
But I don't think he actually includes, I don't know, I would have to look for a video. If I find a video, I'll put it in the podcast. But I think it's just short phrases.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if it's possible to advocate for the Lord in that sense. Or preach.
I just think those environments kind of invite a lot of sin. Yeah, I've tried DJing once.
What? What? When? How come I didn't know this?
When I was in college, I DJed.
Ismael DJing?
Yeah, I DJed for...
Where you're
a college party. It was a college party for my high school friends in Pomona. And yeah, I had the speakers, the mix, everything. But as you're playing music, like women kept coming up to me and asking for a specific song. And eventually the same ones would come up, right? And they would get too close. It would be very flirty. And so in those environments, like, I just feel like there's a lot of alcohol, there's a lot of drugs, you know, and lustful encounters. I just don't think it mixes well with religion, unless a huge portion of the song is worship. And in that case, then it completely changes the whole ambiance of the evening. But if it's like something that's dance related, like, there's going to be a lot of people who are intoxicated and are participating in, you know, the crowd, right? So
yeah, for his case, I don't know if they allow for alcohol or things like that. Based on the videos
like
that I saw, it just looked like a concert, and it was like a rave.
Yeah, a lot of times those people
Pre-game?
No, they don't participate in like solo acts. It's kind of like, you know, festivals, and there's many different sets.
Oh.
Right.
Oh. Like Coachella.
So, yeah. I could be wrong, right? But that's my assumption.
Yeah. So what do y'all think in the comments? Let us know. Do you think it's okay for a priest to be DJing?
Honestly, I don't think it's okay, but I'll ask my priestess Sunday and then see their reaction.
It is interesting though, because I have seen a lot of more priests going on TikTok and sharing the word of the Lord. So
should my DJ career make a reappearance? I just don't down below.
I'll be like,
it was just the first one.
The reason why I want to talk about cannibalism is because Idaho is the only place that made a law about cannibalism. Can we believe that? Anybody could get away with it. Like, for example, Jeffrey Dahmer, he got away with it in 19-something. But
then he got
dead.
arrested.
After 4 years.
Exactly. So he did get away with it, but eventually he faced consequences. So I'm not saying that. But
they were 4 years. He buried them in their front yard.
That sucks.
And had them in his fridge. And probably more.
The real question is why only one state has that law?
Exactly.
Are you sure? Here it says cannibalism is generally illegal due to associated crimes.
Illegal, but not a law. Like a law. Do you know the difference? He's saying that it's illegal. Find anything? So
I just put in California, is there a law against
exactly
cannibalism?
And I said there's no law.
The reason why I think it's weird that there's no law about cannibalism here in California or in the other states, except, you know, Idaho has that law, is because there's a theory that In-N-Out produces so much meat burgers. And like, they're saying that since, I don't even know since when it was open, but like, how are they doing it? If they purchase meat, how are they doing it? Like, how is the meat industry keeping up with it? Yeah, you could produce and whatnot, but we're a lot of humans. Like, there's a lot of humans.
We don't have a big enough meat supply. So your theory or your conspiracy is that it's coming from human meats?
Yeah.
Damn. That'll be disgusting. All of us are eating.
And you know what's insane? That recently I saw a TikTok of a influencer going to Korea and they eat dog soup.
They eat Snoop Dogg? No.
Yeah. And
in Mexico, there are rumors that some of the meats are from animals, like dogs and stuff. So that's why there's like this joke that you shouldn't eat from any little stand.
Not the Snoop D-O double G.
Wait, do you guys think that cannibalism also goes with animals? Like dogs?
No, that's something else. Cannibalism is
humans only.
To human eating. But I think it's no secret that humans eat animals as well.
Well, yeah, cows and freaking chickens, but like a dog is concerning. I mean, turning into one too.
What do you mean turning into one?
Have you guys not seen that side of the world where, okay, I saw another TikTok. Basically, there's a human who paid a lot of money to transform into a dog.
That's awful. Well, he better not go to Mexico. Oh. If he goes to Mexico,
It's happening.
and he is eaten, is that considered cannibalism? I don't think so, is it? That would be like eating dogs.
No.
Moving on.
Is blue-collared work better than a college degree?
If you
It's
have,
better than college?
I'm asking, is it?
I think if you have your own business and you run it, yes, it can be because you're going to earn well.
I agree with that.
And then right now, and I've noticed a lot of the times with degrees, they're not getting paid as much because there's an abundance of people doing the same thing.
So why don't we take like a specific career that is known to do extremely well? Lawyers. You being a lawyer versus you doing blue-collared work. Which one do you think is better?
Being a lawyer, because, for example, like, an electrician could die any day of their life. And a lawyer wouldn't die unless they get shot, you know?
So
Because
blue-collared work is more risky. It's more, yes. That's true.
I still stand with if you have your own business, you're the boss, so you can make your own rules.
construction worker or a lawyer. I think lawyer because, again, a construction worker is risking their life to build an elevator.
I just don't think lawyers, like, I don't know, maybe I'm not as knowledgeable in the field, but most of them don't have their own practices or something. They're working for other people.
Yeah, most blue-collared workers don't have their own business.
For a business, like, for example, coffee business, that's what you mean? If they have, like, an idea?
No, so, here's my take on it.
Construction workers, I'm talking about engineers, I'm talking about plumbers,
Plumbers, they
electricians.
could have their own business, but it's hard. It's rare to see them have their own business.
No, I think it's more rare for construction workers and electricians to have their own business. Plumbers, it's more common because it's more like, you call a service. But I think, and here's the thing, right out of high school, a blue-collared worker can immediately start making money in building, whereas a lawyer would have to go through 4 years of college, like a bachelor's degree, and then they would have to do at least 3 years of law school, assuming they don't take any breaks and assuming they don't lag their career by taking less courses and taking more time to graduate. And then by the time the lawyer graduates, they have a lot of debt, right? So even though they start earning more, and then their earning potential is high, but they start like 70K, 80K, right? And eventually they can start moving up while they're paying down their debt. Whereas a blue-collared worker is making money since day one. But they start off really low, like anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 a year as they're learning the ropes. And eventually they could scale up into higher positions where they can be making more money. But like Lito says, it's a more physically demanding job. I think a very important factor when it comes to blue-collar workers is, like Jocelyn said, being able to start your own business. So not staying an employee for too long, and as soon as you get to a position where you learn the ropes and you can become a competition to whatever business you're working, you start your own business and then you start working on your business as opposed to in your business, and you can hire employees to do the labor intensive aspects of it. Then now it turns into something entirely different. That blue-collared worker long term is going to do substantially better than most lawyers. But that involves evolving, that involves educating yourself, that involves, more of a commitment. And I think it really is a lot better just because...
Get us out the hood, please.
Because if you really pay attention to a lot of lawyers, they live it's a ton of hours and it's a very stressful job, right? Mm-hmm. So even though it's not physically intensive role, it still takes a different kind of toll on your mental health, right? And then it's nonstop, right? Eventually, those problems only start to get worse and worse. And then for the blue-collar worker, it's a little different. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, you're kind of working for yourself, right? And I feel like you have more flexibility to do a lot. It's very circumstantial depending on your life, whatever's going on. Because at the same time, let's say if you come from a place of like a wealthy family who are able to pay for your school and you don't have to get into debt, it might be beneficial for you to just, be a lawyer if they're already in the field. And then as soon as you graduate, your parents have a practice where you can immediately, take over or not necessarily take over, but work for, and then, eventually be in a better place. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like currently as we speak, a lot of the big players in the blue collar industry are retiring or much older. And like this new generation of kids, like they want to be YouTubers, they want to be content creators. They don't necessarily want to be building houses. Mm-hmm. Right. And so there's going to be like a big boom in our industries because, people don't want to do those labor intensive jobs. And that a simple issue of supply and demand causes you to be able to charge more for whatever service you provide. And that's like a great opportunity for blue collar workers in this generation.
And then you also forgot to mention, I think AI would replace lawyers.
It has a potential to, absolutely.
I don't think so because being a lawyer, you have to think logically. Like with emotion.
That's the best.
No, you have to be unbiased.
Yeah. I think that's the best argument for why a lawyer is going to get replaced by AI eventually. I 100% agree with that. And for sure, like paralegals, AI is just going to disrupt your industry completely.
And I think I saw...
Stop scaring me. So my school is for nothing.
Elon Musk kind of like saying that by the end of this year, AI is going to be more intelligent or surpass human intelligence already. So...
have you guys heard about Megan? The movie Megan?
Why are you so random?
Megan is a robot that a human created. And her task was to take care of her niece, the person who built Megan. Megan ends up being really powerful. Like, she could go anywhere. She later on in the second movie, I didn't see the first movie, but I recently saw the second movie today without seeing the first movie. She became a good robot at the end. Even though they try to kill her because she turned on the person who made her. Megan wanted to kill her creator, and that's why her creator shut her down and all of that stuff. But in the second movie, it shows that she forgives the human, and the human forgives her and trusts her. And then bad people, like specific program, wanted to put them against each other, but it didn't happen, and then Megan ended up saving the human and her niece at the end. And yeah.
So how does that relate to the...
Because it's going to be intelligent. Like, they're probably showing us the future.
How big do you think AI is going to disrupt the workforce? And do you think everyone is doomed?
I think in the future, it will have a larger impact. And we're moving towards that now. Especially because we're already seeing like little transitions with Waymo. Like, yeah, it seems like, harmless, but they've been testing that for some time. We also have the cashiers at the grocery store. They've been changing that from human working the register to the computers doing it, self-checkout.
Yeah. I still think it's very possible that AI is going to cause a huge disturbance to the workforce. But at the same time, I still think it's still too early. It's a very complicated thing to do. The code, the programming, where's the electricity going to come from? Like the infrastructure that, the world needs to have for that, a fully operating AI to be doing everything is very complex. And I think eventually it could happen, and it will happen. But just to give an example, like you mentioned Waymo. Have you ever seen Waymo when they were in the middle of like a police persecution? Like the Waymo was transporting civilians, and then there's a bunch of cops that were surrounding a vehicle that they were following, and they had the guns out and everything. And then Waymo is just goes in front of them slowly, but then it starts registering so many vehicles and the lights, and then it starts to back up, and then it goes forward a little bit, and then it backs up. So it doesn't know what the fuck to do. It's like, oh, this is not part of my programming. I don't know what to do.
Because it doesn't have emotions.
Like it's,
No,
because it's not okay.
but I heard that with Waymo's situation that there's somebody there watching and the driver, so I don't know why.
Or maybe like at the facility, but
they're not controlling them. I think it's a program.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They can be observing to see feeded information, but whether or not they can stop and move the vehicle, I don't know.
They can.
Or so they can, but the vehicle,
maybe the person controlling it didn't know what to do.
Yeah, so the person was telling was communicating the vehicle to have it back up. Yeah. But Waymo was like, hell no, we going first. You know what I'm saying? And so it was being and there was like this push and pull moment.
Or because when the police is following you with the lights, you're supposed to go to the right.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the case.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, we're supposed to pull over. Like, why are you telling me to back out from this? Right?
Or leave. So maybe that was, I don't know. I think that was more of the probable case. But who knows?
And then, when it comes to like having to physically put things together, like this, like the lid, like it requires more because there's an infinite amount of variables that can stop you from putting a lid on a cup. Like, what if there's an earthquake? What are you gonna do then? Like, Waymo's is still gonna be doing the actions, like the physical robot is still gonna be doing the actions, but there's no cups and lids in front of it because there was just an earthquake that tipped everything over, right? So now it has to be intelligent enough to be able to bend over, grab things, and then put them back and then get back to work.
I feel like the moment our currency goes completely online and also like all forms of identity, that's when the transition is going to happen. Like super fast.
What transition?
To AI.
I have a question, but
because you're not going to need to have money anymore and things like that. And I think we're heading there.
I have a question though. What do you think they will make us do when the whole world is replaced with robots and AI? Like, what are us humans gonna do? Because in the movies, it just shows that we're dressed different and white or something suited up.
A video of someone saying that if you don't build your wealth before the whole transition happens, that you're gonna be stuck in the system. So, stuck in being under control and not having like much say. So, because you're not your normal jobs that you have. So, for example, if you're a cash register or an Uber driver or...
Yeah, no one's going to want to employ a human because AI system is far better.
Yeah.
Like, it's cheaper. They don't have to worry about lawsuits, paying, like, taxes. Like, they just buy the piece of equipment and it fulfills the tasks.
So
there's going to be, like, a universal income.
Yeah,
Like, the government's going to give you a set amount. And so being able to break out of poverty, that idea makes sense. But I think what it really matters is like you understanding how to use AI and apply it to your personal brand so that you can make money.
Well, he said it would your currency would be more on your social status or like how you behave and how you follow rules. So they would control like what
China?
You get based on your behavior. Because you're not really working anymore.
Yeah, that sounds fake. Sounds like a movie.
But China's doing it.
China does. You have a social...
They don't.
Yeah, you have your social score.
But they don't give you money based off of
not
yet.
Not yet.
But
no,
they're saying that
they won't give you money.
Si te portas bien, you can get a Lamborghini.
Your social score determines the things you can do and not. So that's kind of like a currency. How many years do y'all think we're away from becoming fully integrated with AI? Comment down below.
That's a wrap.
Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Guac and
Chippy. See you next time.
Bye.